as seen on our slow motion replay.
That should give him 3 ore and 2 clay.
3 ore is the key there. It's, get decisions. Apparently it wasn't enough for him to do much of anything.
Well, it's Joe's turn. So...
Is he going to call another 3?
Well, I believe Joe was the one that just rolled the dice.
Oh, Joe rolled the dice.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought he just did his roll the dice.
So, Usinis is 2 rolls away.
Okay.
He has Herbert.
And remember, Justin started in 4th position. He was the only person who didn't choose to start.
No, 2 roll because he has got 5. Yeah, I 1 chip for 2 roll, then I can walk for 1 for 2 rolls. Otherwise, he won't get the muscle. Come between the. That's right. You give him what? The all chip. Can you trade benefit? This is. I also benefit.
Well, somebody is saying here that unless Joe steals the longest road, Justinis is going to win on his turn. So is he grabbing for a road? It looks like it, you ladies and gentlemen, even 2. And the settlement is handled there, no? Which way does he go? He really can't go very far, though, can he, Bill?
He can wrap himself around that 4 hex.
But that's pretty much it.
But that's pretty much all he can do
That's
in
what
order.
he's doing right. Oh, that's as far as he can go.
Yeah, that's as far as he can go with that.
But now he's 2 ahead, right?
So now he's at 11, which will take the longest road away from Justinis.
Yes, and so Herbert is now our leader with 8 points.
And Joe goes from 5 to 7.
So if Weiner's playing the slow game, he's definitely doing that well, because we have not seen him move for 5 points here for quite some time now. Obviously, there's been a lot of activity in trying to make sure that the game doesn't end fast on Usinis' part, but I can see if that's all.
Sure now.
How quick the key becomes if Usinis does get his city out at this point. Next time he takes the road, it's game over. There's that deuce again.
There's the deuce again.
Of course, Justinis doesn't get anything on a 2.
He does not benefit from that.
He's had some good rolls in front of this.
It's only Reiner that does. He gets 2 play as a result. Of course, the crowd's a buzz here because the deuces and the 12s are statistically speaking, the least rolled. There has been an abundance of those in this particular game.
2s in particular.
Yeah, in the World Championship.
Okay, so now we can start trading with each other.
Apparently there's just been a declaration, the war is over, they can now trade with each other again.
Well, here's the key here. Looking at the position on the board, it looks as if Usinis cannot extend his road network past 11, which is where Joe is right now.
So the counting that he was doing earlier was not necessarily to make sure that he was going to play more than Usinis. It was a matter of making sure that Usinis' network could not exceed the current number of Joe's network.
Right. As it turns, Joe cannot extend his past 11, but it's also the very same for Stennis. He cannot pass his past 11.
Too many settlements in the way.
Yeah, there's too much in the way right now. So as a result, it looks as if Joe has longest road blocked up. It's not going to move around anymore.
Okay, so Stennis cannot take it back.
And now it becomes even more critical to get those settlements up here. To get that first one right, you need to drop another settlement. So even there, real estate's going to get very tight. And if you've got 11 roads, they should take them almost one conversation. But got to have a place to put them in order to go.
Well, the two roads that are extending off of Stennis's network that are all alone right now can serve at the very end, serve for another settlement. But he does have to free another one up because all 5 of his settlements are on the map.
And certainly there is a hard limit to all of those things in Catan. When you run out of roads, you're out of roads. And when you're out of settlements, you have to build a city to get one settlement to build. So,
And when you're out of Schlitz, you're out of beer. Oh, wait a minute, that's an old commercial. I'm sorry.
Wow.
And as we would expect, Stennis has built a city.
Okay. Tightens it up a little bit more. Four and 10. 10, it says.
10.
10 is the number of the roll.
10 is the number. 10 shall they be a number. The number shall be 10. 10 is the victory condition number.
Herbert and Stennis both have 8 points. Joe has 7 and has the longest road locked up. And Reiner has 5 on the board, but potentially 3 face down.
Yeah, those 3 face down development cards are now starting to look ever increasingly like something other than knights, and other than road building, and other than here and plenty of, perhaps even other than monopoly.
Well, this is just an indication. I'm looking at my watch here. It looks like we're just around the 2-hour mark as far as this game is going, and it's just been an indication on how this entire weekend has been going. Once again, with the level of competition, the intense stuff. I mean, these guys aren't letting anybody get away with anything. And now I see why nobody was worried when Stennis was at 9, because they all had something happening, and now he's not at 9 anymore.
They all do the tools at their disposal, and they were able to use them effectively.
Yes, and he's going to have to win the game on something other than longest road, because as other people have observed, and as we have, that 11 is the number of roads that they can build, and he can't steal it away with 11.
So Joe is up now.
It's funny because in Catan you have the ritual of passing the dice. So that ritual of my turn is over, it is now your turn. And for purposes of our final here, it's kind of funny to watch the whole I'm sitting down, therefore you may stand up and it's now your turn.
Yes.
That ritual exists in one form or another every time you play.
Pick up your own darn dice.
Yes.
Joe received $3,000 on that roll for.
Somebody's made the observation that Stennis has room for 4 roads. Indeed, he does, but his total road length could not be higher than 11 because the other 2 roads would simply be another wraparound that wouldn't count. Have I got that right, Bill?
Yes, when dealing with the longest road, it's not how many you have on the board, it's how many you can form in one long continuous line.
effectively, when you're counting for longest road, if you can't backtrack over a piece and you can't
Go in two directions and count both
so
legs.
basically, if you take your finger and you follow the thread from one end to another, you can't backtrack, you can't move around. So every time it forks, you reset. It resets only one of those fork sides you're going to count towards the longest road.
I'm not sure that Reiner wants to trade with anybody anymore. Joe's trying to proposition him with
A lot of resource cards.
a lot of resource cards in front of Reiner.
I think Reiner's in a position now where he doesn't want to help any other person in the game because all of them are basically ahead of him in points.
He's finally grabbed his cards.
Nine cards and some two motorcycle leagues. So
I can give you a 3 for already. Perhaps something. What do you want?
No, I won't have to.
Don't wait. You did everything not to against me, not for me not to win it. So you should do the same with him.
To me, it's nice that I block him. You don't want to trade with you.
No, I want to trade.
Nice. They're sitting here ready to cut each other's throats, but they're still laughing, which is always a nice thing.
Can nobody move to trade? I don't have to choose. I also have to
I'm just doing warm up.
Ronan's question regarding the longest road. The original thought there is to put red, start at the 11.5 and wrap around the 11 hex for counting 6 roads and then continue tailing out in one direction. Absolutely. So
Right, absolutely.
currently red's longest road count is currently 9. He does not have it because white could do the very same thing, wrapping around the 3 and 4 hexes, where white's is 11.
But it wouldn't extend his road.
Right.
So we have an opportunity here while we continue the action there on the finals table or the finals card, as the case may be, to take a quick look at the trophies that are going to be
And the soda pop and the orange juice. Oh, wait a minute, that's the real trophy
complimentary
picture.
beverages that come with the trophies, but more importantly are the pewter, copper, silver, and most importantly, the gold Sun Awards, which are the awards for 4th, 3rd, and 2nd place and
I haven't finished one.
winner of the national championship. You see the gold sun there, the tall box on the end.
You are nervous, right?
Very, very impressive prizes, and certainly one of the many things that these players are competing to try and take home this afternoon.
And not only do they get the trophy, but they also get a Caribbean cruise for 2.
Yes.
Plus-
in February, leaving out of New Orleans, Louisiana.
Plus, also, they get a entry into the 2014 World Championship.
Absolutely.
So right now, it's everybody's game. We have 3 players at 8, and Reiner is still sitting at 5. So
I'm still not sure what game Reiner is playing
card
here.
that's just hit the table. At this point, it's just making room and space to build. Right now, 8s and 5s are the numbers of the day.
That was a 7, however.
I believe a
Alex.
7 was rolled there.
That was a 7.
All right, we do have 3 players at 8 right now. Joe, Herbert, Stennis, all are at 8, and Reiner is at 5 and potentially at 8.
Somebody asked a question, has Large's army been locked up? I don't believe that is the case.
No, I mean, Herbert's certainly outworked hugely, and I'll double check exactly how many nights have been played. Because I think he was at 4 last time we chatted. But right now, I wouldn't say locked up, but certainly there are a limited number of nights in the deck, though we haven't seen that many.
The largest army is locked up.
Oh, it is locked up.
Yeah, it is locked up. And of course, this
What
may
did he
be
do with this?
He actually placed the robber down on the deuce.
Okay.
Okay. Now, mind you, it's probably one of the.
3 points. That's why I put it down in the race. We have a winner, ladies and gentlemen.
And we have a winner. There it is.
Österreich, please put it in there. The Catan Weltmeisterschaft.
Congratulations. You're very bigger.
Well, guys, it's been a pleasure talking to you two. I will let the two of you guys take care of the after-action reports and stuff, and we're going to do this again sometime real soon. You guys on the tube, hang on. We'll be getting together with Herbert here shortly.
Well, thank you, Larry.
That's it. Herbert Schager, 2012 Catan World Champion. Pretty amazing game there. And certainly, Justinas with that initial play, we all were questioning that original placement, but certainly that benefited him well over the course of the early part of the tournament. Got out to that quick lead, got out to that late lead for that matter, and then it was really anybody's game. It was a tense game right up to the end, but the development card strategy worked out for Herbert. That was what was the key to the game. That was the idea of getting himself that largest army and those development cards that paid off for him in the big one in that last draw.
One could argue that Stennis' early lead can benefit the other players because he becomes a target. Yes, Stennis was able to get the 9, but wasn't quite able to get over the hump to get to that 10th point.
So, Austria is the winning country for our tournament, and Herbert Schager is our 2012 Catan World Champion. Pretty amazing. So, as we look at the final scores, we look at the actual points that we're going to end the game with. Of course, Herbert is at 10 points on the board. Justinas was still ended the game with 8 points, as did Joe Chan. Reiner didn't have 2 points face down, so he ends the game with 7 in 4th place. Now, of course, Justinas and Joe are both tied for second, so we'll, of course, use their original seedings for purposes of breaking that tie. So the official placings will be Herbert Schager at first place with 10 points, Joe Chan at second place with 8 points, Justinas Skarika at third place with 8 points, and Reiner with 7 points in 4th place. But 4th place in the final table of the Catan Championship pretty much means you're as good a player as you're likely to run into anywhere in the world.
It was a tough one.